This past week, Ethereum hit a new all-time high, and this Ethereum pump has led other altcoins to being the most oversold in history. That has created tremendous opportunities if you know which altcoins are going to recover. And I have found which altcoins are set to recover the hardest. They're going to be American-made altcoins. Now, the catalyst for these American-made altcoins obviously is going to be Trump's policies, but also Canary just filed for an American-made crypto ETF. These are going to be coins originally created in the US, majority were minted in the US, and a majority of the operations are US-based. Now, there's a lot of articles picking out some of these winners, and we're going to go over a lot of these. They're saying coins like XRP, Solana, Dogecoin, Cardano, Chainlink, Stellar, and others. Now, there's a way you could determine what coins are American-made. You can go to CoinGecko or CoinMarketCap, type in USA in the search bar. You'll see the categories, but it's actually trending right now because there's a lot of people talking about this narrative. Now, when you click on Made in USA, it takes you to this page right here. And like I said, some of those popular coins are going to pump. But we've covered a lot of this lately. XRP, Solana, Cardano, Chainlink. You can go to our YouTube channel. We just dropped Solana last night, XRP a few days ago. There's a Solana, there's a Chainlink, and there's a Cardano video right there. So if you want to see price predictions for those altcoins, go check out our videos. But these are going to be the ones right below this. So we're going to look at SWI, HBAR, and Avalanche. And then I have 3 dealer's choice tokens for you. So before we get into SWI, let me just show you the altcoin market. This is others compared to ETH. And this is a chart that's getting pretty popular right now. It's kind of going viral on X. A lot of people talking about how the others chart, when compared to ETH, is the most oversold it has ever been in the history of the existence of this chart. Now, down here, you can see the relative strength index, very, very low reading. And when you zoom out, there is nothing that ever came this close to being oversold. Now, we've came close a couple times, and all of these times have led to fairly large recoveries on this weekly RSI. If you go straight up from here, strong recovery for those altcoins. And if you look right here, strong recovery for these altcoins. And the others chart is just showing the total crypto market cap excluding the top 10. So these are the altcoins out of the top 10 priced in ETH. So let's identify which of the altcoins out of the top 10 that look the most oversold and look like they're about to bounce the hardest. Now, going back to the American list, we said we're starting with SWI. Looking at SWI, SWI priced in ETH, very, very low, very, very oversold. Last time we put in a bottom, it was all the way back in July 5th, 2024. So when it puts in a low against ETH, is it a good time to buy? That's what we're going to look at here. Now, this chart, you could also see very oversold, more oversold than it was July 5th. Now, if you look at SWI USD chart, July 5th, 2024, fantastic time to buy. It did go a little bit lower about a month later, but then after that, it went on a huge generational run. In fact, if you bought at July 5th, you caught the bottom right there, you're looking at a 800% pump. And right now, SWI ETH chart looking similar to July 5th, 2024. Let's go to the next coin down. We're going to come back to HBAR. Next, I want to look at Avalanche. Avalanche is also looking very oversold. You can see here on the RSI, very low, but also putting in a local low we haven't seen since September 29th, 2023. Now, this would be an insane pump as well. If you caught it on September 29th, the week right there, you were looking at a 600% gain. And again, when you go to the AVAX ETH chart, we're kind of matching some of the levels that we saw in the September 29, 23 area. Now, I said after Avalanche, we'll go look at HBAR. Now, I just want to give a little bit of a warning on HBAR. The chart I'm going to show you is bullish, but I would like to see a little bit more on the 24-hour volume. SWI is 1.6 billion. HBAR is only 300 million. I say only, but compared to its peers, maybe a little low. Now, HBAR priced in ETH, potentially forming a bottom on the weekly. We have a little bit of a hidden divergence, and that's kind of similar to what we saw right here. This bottom is November 4th, 2024. Now, when we go to HBAR USD, November 4th, 2024 was right before it went on a huge, huge run. I just worry HBAR ETH chart might put in one more lower low, get a nice bullish divergence on the RSI, and then it will take off like a rocket. So that's maybe kind of what I'm expecting, but still a bullish chart. Now, I said I'd throw you 3 dealer's choice tokens here. One, we're going to look at Litecoin. I don't know if it would fit the American narrative, but it is right behind Avalanche, and other people might look at this list. When you look at Litecoin priced in ETH, also looking very, very oversold. Also looking like potential bottom. Just one thing I worry about Litecoin, it's forever going to bleed against Bitcoin. I worry Litecoin might forever bleed against Ethereum as well. So we'll just continue putting in lower highs, but I still think there's going to be a reversal nearby. Also, you're going to see Near Protocol on this list. Near Protocol, hugely oversold. Similar to Avalanche, slightly lower than the local low that we put in over here. Now, one thing I do like seeing on the Near chart is we are definitely putting in bullish divergences on the Near ETH chart. So maybe a little bit of a reversal. Last time we saw strong bull divs was this area right here. Near would then go on to put in a pretty good pump. It would pump, about 60% against ETH. This one, we want something to look more like this. In October 25th, 2023 also was that local bottom. In fact, that candle right there is the 20th, so started pumping a few days after that bottom. In the last altcoin I'm going to share with you is Polygon. Donald Trump Jr. just took a position there, and he has a stake in the prediction market, Poly Market. He's going to join their advisory board. And if you look at Polygon ETH, man, this one definitely looks like due for a correction. Seeing very, very strong bull divs, at least on the daily chart, steadily putting in lower lows while the RSI putting in higher lows. Could be a potential reversal. The only thing I worry about Polygon is the L2 market is a little saturated. It is a little bit crowded, but Poly Market is one of the better crypto apps out there. So this is my altcoin list. I do think ETH might put in another pump or two, but a lot of these altcoins are definitely oversold relative to ETH. Some of these profits in ETH is going to be rolled into some of these smaller altcoins. I think these altcoins are going to be the biggest winners. So I'm DZ for Discover Crypto. I'll see you in your American altcoins. At the top, USA.